I say, yo, y'all already know who it is, man. It's Chris Jackson, Prince Up Top, last real nigga alive. TENTOZ in the fucking building.
Money isn't real, baby. What's up?
Hey, bro. God damn. It's good to see you, bro. Last time we were here, we did a lot of work. We did a lot of work, bro. We got The Devil Is a Lie out right now. We got the remix for Like That.
Yeah.
Like, you been in your fucking bag. Now we got Money Isn't Real coming. Like, bruh, you been giving us shit hit after hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really focused this time around.
Yeah.
And I noticed you changed the name from T Smitty to TENTOZ.
Yeah.
Why did you change your name?
It was a suggestion somebody made to me that I liked it, you know what I mean? Because first of all, it's too generic if you just spell your name the way it's spelled English, like proper grammar and stuff, you know? So I used to spell it with TOES, but somebody just pointed out to me, it looks better if you just do TENTOZ. So I was like, damn, it does look good, you know? And I wanted to recreate myself. I wanted to come back a different person, you know what I mean?
Rebranding almost?
A rebrand, you know, TENTOZ. And that's what people know me as. They know me as TENTOZ. And the Smitty part, like, I actually got T Smitty trademarked, you know?
Word?
I had TENTOZ music trademarked, you know? So they approved it and everything, but it's just, I felt like it was too generic, you know what I mean? And it really didn't, it wasn't as catchy as TENTOZ, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit is kind of catchy, bro.
You know, everybody's already saying TENTOZ in their raps, right?
TENTOZ.
You know, everybody says it already.
TENTOZ down, yeah.
So whether they want it, whether they know it or not, they're already saying my name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I like it. I like the rebrand. I like the relaunch. I like the different approach that you're going now. And it seems like this time around is more personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the music and the shit that you're making right now, what I'm listening to, is more personable. And it's almost like you're using sort of your personal situations and experience to convey the message that you want. And it's rolling over really well. I like that.
Yeah.
So let's kind of rewind the clock a little bit, because the last time we had an interview, I believe it was for the BDP magazine. You know what I'm saying? So that was a little minute
Season
ago.
3.
Season 3.
Or was it 4? It might have been Season 4, actually.
It probably was 4. Shit, we was working.
I was on the magazine, though.
Hey, look.
Pasco's finest, baby.
So, and you know, that's good, because a lot of people from Pasco's never been in a magazine in their entire fucking life, bro.
No kidding, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you really a trendsetter and a trailblazer, like we text and we talked about.
Yeah.
I want to kind of rewind the clock a little bit. I don't want to go too far back into, you know, your life, but it's gonna kind of help us understand your story. You know what I'm saying? And when I first met you, one, your hair was fucking different. Your hair was fucking different. You was on some other shit, you know what I'm saying? But I still rock with it because I seen the potential in you.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I want to kind of rewind the clock a little bit and get a little bit more intimate with you as far as your upbringing and your personal life. Let me ask you, you were raised in a 2-parent household?
Technically. But I had an absent father, you know, he wasn't really...
So he's physically there, he just wasn't there, you know, supportive, mentally, physically, emotionally, shit like that.
Yeah.
Bump on the log kind of shit.
Yeah, my dad, you know, he had his own business, and he was really working hard. You know, I was just telling you while we were riding around, you know, he had a furniture business, and he was reselling furniture in Atlanta. You know, I'm from Atlanta. Gwinnett County, Duluth, Georgia is where I'm originally from, you know, and I had a great childhood, dude. Like, the picture perfect childhood. I was so ignorant. I didn't understand any money situations. I didn't know we had food. My mom stayed home, and he was working like 16 hours a day. But the thing is, like, what's important, man, is that when you come home after working 10, 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, is that you spend some time with your kids, man. Even if it's just 30 minutes, man, you just got to spend time with them. And I know that now because I'm a parent. But that's what I needed, man, is just not a dad who came home and turned on the TV and just tuned us out, you know what I mean? I needed somebody there to guide me And it really started to show because I was a liar, you know. I used to tell people I did these things, and I would borrow people's stories, and I just wanted attention so bad. It was all because I was missing attention at home, you know what I mean?
So you created a persona, if you will.
Yep. My mom, she's the reason I love women so much, man. My mom is the hardest working person in my life, dude. I've never seen somebody so selfless, so caring, and so loving.
So would you say she was more so the one that kind of guided you through life and put you on the right track and shit?
My mom was the one that was at my baseball games. My mom was the one that was at everything, dude. My talent shows. I used to get on and sing, man. I was...
What?
Yeah, 3rd grade, man. I
Get
had
the
no
fuck outta
fear.
here.
The first time I hopped on a stage, dude, I had the girls going crazy, man. All these girls were like, oh my God, you
That's
know.
what's up. Now,
But she was there for me, man.
now I'm glad you kind of brought up school. I know a lot of us, we find a lot of our musical influences in school. Not necessarily the rappers, but the people that we listen to from the people we hang around.
True.
So we never go into like hip hop with having like this favorite artist. Like we don't know. So we hang around certain people and we like ask, like, who was that? Who was that? What you listen to? Coming up, who was that person for you? Who put you on the music was like, bruh, you gotta be listening to this shit. How did that go?
So I didn't like hip hop at all in the beginning, man. Like I didn't understand it because it was all about clubs. It was all about drinking and smoking and shit I wasn't even doing yet, you know?
Right.
I heard, I'm from Atlanta, so I heard Chamillionaire and I heard Ludacris. Move, bitch, get out the way. Like that was what I was listening to, and I didn't even, you know, but mainly what I listened to was like, my favorite song growing up was like Dobie Gray, you know, Give Me the Beat Boys, Free My Soul, I Just Want to Get Lost in Your Rock and Roll. I was all about rock and roll. My parents, all they listened to was classic rock and a little bit of country, but not much, you know, like, they listened to like more like, my dad was into Pink Floyd.
I like Pink Floyd.
Yeah, man, Dark Side of the Moon, man. He was into, my mom liked Metallica, so she was a little rougher, you know, and they were just rockers, man. They'd be playing the Eagles and Phil Collins and Journey and all these.
Did they try to like make you perform some of the songs and shit when they have little gatherings? They're like, hey, come down here and do the dance,
Yeah. Well, it was. I used to like the movie Annie. I used to go around in the shopping. My mom would take us shopping, and I used to be like, tomorrow, there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But really, man, it was the first time I liked hip hop, man. It was kind of like forced on me, man, because I moved from Pasco County to Pinellas County and moved in with my grandparents, and they lived in a really rich neighborhood, but we were poor, you know what I'm saying? But we're living in this rich neighborhood, and so the music, the lifestyle I was used to holes in my jeans, I was used to holes in my pants, my shoes. I was a skater boy from Pasco, so like if you didn't have money, like it was normal there. Like it was like you fit in with everybody, man, you know, like nobody judged you for how you dressed. When I got to Pinellas County, I lived in Oldsmar, and all those kids, all they cared about was Nike this and Jordan that, and you had to have this name brand, and it was like I honestly didn't make friends because I didn't have the things they had. You know, I couldn't relate to them. They got Xbox 360s. They got
a fucking
iPhones.
Nintendo.
Man, I was always one generation behind. Like I had the regular Xbox when everybody had the 360. Everybody had a ripstick. I had the ripstick that you buy at the flea market. You know what I'm saying? If people had Heelys, I had the off-brand Heelys. You know what I'm saying? Like I swear to God, my mom, she really tried so hard, but she would always cut a little corner just to make it work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for that. But man, I was all heavy metal. I liked Disturbed. I liked Slipknot. I liked My Chemical Romance.
Any Blink 182, any Green Day.
Green Day, man.
I like Green Day.
I loved Green Day. American Idiot was one of my favorite albums.
Idiot. Yeah, that shit was hard, bro.
That shit was hard. 3 Days Grace, you know. I was really into rock and roll, but my favorite was Disturbed, you know. And like, you know, I like dark music. I like really emotional music, shit that gave me goosebumps. So at first with hip hop, I didn't hear anything that gave me goosebumps. Right. So it wasn't anything that caught my attention.
Right.
Until the one thing that changed everything was Immortal Technique, Dancing with the Devil. That was the one. That was my first hip hop song, and I remember it was like you just like typed in saddest rap song ever on YouTube, and that song would pop up. And, you know, the song is really deep, you know, a kid from the projects trying to prove himself, and then he ends up joining a gang, and in order to join the gang, he's got to rape a girl, and then that girl ends up being his fucking mom.
That's crazy, right?
That shit
was crazy, bro.
Goosebumps, man, like real goosebumps. Crazy. And that's what started it, man. I remember I was in 6th grade. I had just moved to Oldsmar. I'm first, like, you know, middle school. I'm starting middle school with no friends. I sat alone. I didn't talk to anybody.
Damn.
That's the opposite of me. I talk to everybody now. I love attention. I'm not gonna lie, you know. But back then, you know, I ended up developing a stutter. Dude.
What?
Yeah, I even had a stutter. I would talk to people like this. Like I don't know where it came from, but I was so nervous. I didn't get to say goodbye to any of my friends because I got swine flu right before we moved. So I wasn't able to say goodbye to anybody.
Damn. And
I fucking started a new school year. And I was the weird emo kid. I wore black clothes. I had holes in my
gothic
pants.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
I you out of a lineup, boy.
Man, everybody looked at me like, who is this kid? Because, man, what people don't realize in the suburbs is they copy black culture a lot, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the more privileged, the more they copy black culture. Like, they wanted to be black. Every black kid that was in our grade, every time, they wanted to be around them. You saw them following them around and wanted to be dressed like them and be like them. And they listened to hip-hop. And I was so resistant at first. I was like, nah, I know my place. I'm not listening to hip-hop because... You know, I like rock music, and if it didn't have a guitar, it didn't sound like music to me.
Right.
If it didn't have singing, it didn't sound like music to me. It took me a long time. It wasn't until Immortal Technique, because that was when I realized, shit, hip hop, you can actually tell a real story, man. You can actually
your story.
You can tell your story. You can tell other people's story. You can like shed light on your environment, and you can actually touch people and change people's lives with hip hop. And that was different than rock music. I gotta say, rock music was more like metaphorical. You didn't even have to really like the lyrics didn't even have to make sense sometimes. I mean, look at Red Hot Chili Peppers, bro.
They didn't make sense.
They didn't make no fucking sense, bro. None of us knew what the hell they were saying. But, you know, the shit slap, bro. I like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I still don't know what the fuck they're saying, but I still like their songs. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you brought up, you know, that you were kind of like in a poor environment.
Yeah.
Coming up, you know, that can be a lot to deal with. And I tell people all the time, that's how you kind of find out who your friends are.
Yeah.
When you're poor. These are the people that's going to be around you because they ain't got shit either. You ain't got shit either. And y'all ain't got shit together. Yeah. So y'all can't use each other. And that's how you find like the premises of your relationship. You're able to build because now you can grow together because both of y'all are poor. Coming up, talk to me about your friends. Like, what kind of friends you had coming up?
So, most of my friends didn't have dads. That should tell you a lot, you know what I'm saying? I related to people who grew up fatherless. I related to people who didn't have a strong family support, you know what I mean? But it was weird, man, because when I was in middle school, people didn't really know what type of person I was, man. Like, they say the saying, you know, you can take the boy out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the boy, man. Nice. I took that shit that I learned from Pasco, and I brought it over to Pinellas. So it was like, hey, I learned how to shoplift. I learned how to break into newspaper stands and take the fucking coins and then take the newspapers and then sell them on the fucking street, bro.
You fucking right.
I was doing that shit, man.
Yeah,
I was like, man, I remember the first house I broke into, man. I remember it like yesterday, man.
Yeah.
I was in Holiday off of Moog Road, man, and you know, I remember vandalizing shit, like just breaking shit and just being stupid, you know.
What was like the first break-in? How that shit went? Y'all had like a fucking plan and shit. Y'all had the fucking shit in the sand. Y'all use action figures and shit. We gonna go in, you know what I mean? Pull over here, you know what I'm saying?
There was no plan. There was no fucking plan at all, bro. It was
get
just
in that
like,
bitch and go buck.
this guy's like, hey, I know a spot where there's some bikes and they're in the garage, and all we gotta do is break into the garage door, and then we get the bikes and we move and we're out. And that's what I did. And the thing was, these guys who influenced us were 18 and 17, and I'm literally 10 years old. I was 11, 10 years old doing this shit. And I remember they used me because, hey, if they catch fingerprints on this, hey, this is just a little jit. He's gonna go to PJAG, he'll be alright. He'll
be out in a few hours. His mom gonna come down and get him. He'll be alright.
Yep. So they took advantage, man. But like, yeah, I had a friend, man. I don't want to say his name, but man, he really had it rough growing up, and he introduced me to a lot of that shit. And I used to spend the night at his house, and my parents didn't even know this stuff was happening with me. You know, they didn't even know I was doing stuff like that. And then when we moved over to Oldsmar, man, me and my brother got close, and I figured out my brother was doing the same shit. Because me and him, we thought he thought I was lame. He thought he couldn't tell me nothing. And then one day we got together because we didn't have anybody. I didn't have any friends in Oldsmar, so I became friends with my older brother and realized he was hitting licks too, man. He was out there doing shit too. And so we ended up hitting a lick together, man.
How that shit went?
Well, his lick was successful. I was like, oh man, let's do it again. You know what I mean? You never hit the same spot again. So we go there, and it's 3 a.m, and I remember I'm in 6th grade. I'm 11 years old, and we sneak underneath this place. I don't want to say where it was, but we're sneaking into this place, and the alarms go off.
Oh shit!
And I snuck out of the house. You know what I'm saying? So we're living at my grandparents' house right now, and we had to run fucking home, dude. Like, remember the alarms going off, bam, 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 and I remember sneaking under the fucking the gate, and then just running home and taking the long way home. And we got home at like 5 a.m.
God damn.
And when we got home, my brother worked. He was in Eastlake High School, and over there they start their day at like 6 o'clock. So the bus stop is literally at 5:15, and my mom, as soon as I laid my head down, I heard my mom get up and come over and wake us up. And she had no idea. And I had no friends back then. So I couldn't tell anybody what had just happened to me. I remember sitting there thinking like, bro, these people wouldn't even believe me.
You wouldn't believe this shit.
The fucking night I had, you know? And so, man, my brother, what ended up happening is he stole a bunch of knives. He stole a bunch of, he had nunchucks. He had katanas, brass knuckles. Basically, we robbed this weapons shop, you know what I'm saying? And I say we because I tried to, but it failed. But he basically hit the lick. So he started selling this shit, and he gave me a switchblade. I had a switchblade I'd take to school with me. I didn't even need it, bro. I was just like...
showing off.
Just, you know, like, I felt like I was a little badass because I could click a button and the fucking knife would pop open like that.
Like the fucking grease shit. Like.
Yeah, man. That shit's not even legal in Florida, but they sold it, you know?
Yeah.
So... man, we had a bunch of shit, and I remember we were listening to music. Specifically, we were listening to Slipknot. My dad walks in the room, and my brother had his mattress open, and all the shit underneath the mattress, it was just
fucking way.
Carton of cigarettes, like an ounce of weed, he had a scale, he had money, like just I never seen $100 bill, bro. Like, the motherfucker had hundreds, bro. I was like, damn. My dad took the money. He took the weed. He took the cigarettes. He smoked the cigarettes. I'm sure he smoked the weed. I don't know.
Certain.
He's a closet smoker. Dad, I know you smoke.
Hey.
Anyways. So, man, it was crazy, man. Just that's how it all started, man. And after that, man, I realized how easy it is to rob inside of the suburbs.
Got
man.
kind of caught up in that lifestyle.
Yeah,
and
man.
It'll take control of you. I bring that up because, one, I want people to see that, you know, you're transparent, you're regular.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at white people and think that they just had it like their whole lives, and that shit is just made out, and y'all are rich and y'all come from this wealthy family and all of that shit. And you sitting here today explaining some of your story is shedding light on the suburbs and the households of white America all across the world. You're not the only one that goes through this type of shit.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not conveyed, or they don't have a chance to really tell their side of the story, so we have to go off statistics.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that kind of really opened my mind about you was your vulnerability.
Yeah.
You know, in a lot of your music, you talk about the shit that actually happened personally in your life. At what point growing up did you say, you know what, I'm finna take this music shit serious? Like, this is finna be the time where I say fuck all that shit. And a lot of times this don't happen until like you really get into the shit, because like when I first started rapping, I was just doing the shit because everybody else was doing it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I had that real passion to do it. You know what I'm saying? Until I started living life, going through situations, needing an outlet, needing to vent, and being around like-minded people that was able to kind of help me channel that shit. At what age and what time or what moment you had that, like, okay, I'm finna take this shit serious?
So it all started when I was in 8th grade, because 6th grade I was a loser, bro. Nobody talked to me. No, I sat alone, dude.
Damn, you was a loser?
Loser, bro. Like I had no friends, man. And I was a weird kid, man, just because I was stuttering and all that shit. But basically, I went from being a kid who was the most popular kid in Pasco. Like, you can ask about Gulf Trace Elementary. Like, I was one of the most popular kids there in my grade.
Damn.
Gulfside, I was a Gulfside Elementary. I was a big person, you know, and people still remember me from there. And I haven't even lived there in like fucking 15 years or something, man. But
damn.
I still got love for Holiday. I still got love for Pasco County. And what happened was 8th grade came, and I told myself I was going to rebel. I was going to be the baddest kid. I was going to get in trouble more than anybody. I was going to get the most referrals out of anybody in the school. I had this goal. I was going to make the most referrals, and I was going to be the baddest kid, and I was going to be in school suspension. And I took it so seriously that I changed the information on my school to where it had my phone number instead of my parents'. Now, my mom, she had a flip phone for me, and I had to share it with my brother, you know, and it didn't have any texting. I could only call people.
Yeah.
So that's where I started. And I could only call people after a certain time because it was free. You remember the minutes and shit?
Yep.
Verizon, you could call somebody else who had Verizon. Yo, so I had to call people after, like, you know, 9 p.m. or some shit.
Yeah.
And, man, I remember I changed my phone number, so whenever I got in trouble, the parents would call my phone. And my mom gave me this phone, so it still had her old voicemail on there.
No way.
So every time they called, they'd hear, oh, this is Kelly Smith with blah, 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 blah. And I never changed the voicemail. So for months, I was getting in trouble. My mom didn't know anything about it. Like, I was in school suspension, like, every day, you know, ABC. And when I was in ABC, that's what they called it where I came from. I don't know. Some people, it's ISS.
ISS, yeah.
Where I came from, it was ABC, Attention Behavior Center. I don't know what the fuck they called it. But I fucking had a notebook, and I started writing raps. And it was after I listened to Mortal Technique. Then I got into Tupac. I got into Lil Wayne. Eminem. I watched 8 Mile, and I was super inspired by 8 Mile. I think every white
It's a
kid can say,
dope-ass movie.
you know, every white kid can say they were inspired by 8 Mile. I mean,
Shit, I was inspired
you know,
by 8 Mile.
Hey, man, that's your perspective, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought it was just me, you know.
But the reason why, and it had nothing to do with the color. It was the circumstances that he was going through. Like, goddamn, he was going through so much shit.
Yeah.
But he still pushed and he prevailed,
Mm-hmm.
and he put music first.
Shout out Eminem.
Shout out Eminem. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about you, bro. You put your music first.
Yeah.
And it shows. You know what I'm saying? It shows. You took the time off to be creative.
Yeah.
I took the time off to say, you know what? I know I need to make certain adjustments. I need to change certain things, and you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, starting on the 8th grade, you started writing raps and shit. When did you drop your first official song?
Shit, that was way later, man. But before I even talk about the first song I dropped, which was MLK, that was the very first song.
Did you win like a competition from that shit, right?
Man, it was what's his name? Jay Creek.
And shout out to my nigga Jay Creek. He's definitely
Jay Creek.
He's a legend. He's a legend in this city. And he gets overlooked a lot of times when they speak about the legends. But I fuck with my guy. He been doing this shit for a minute. So shout out to Creek.
Shout out to Creek.
Now let's fast forward a little bit. Let's go. We're making music now. I believe I started hitting you up because of Jay Creek. He kind of like that whole experience. When I seen you, I was like, oh, he's different. He's not the same white boys that I hear out here doing this crazy space shit. And the fact that you were more level-headed is also what intrigued me the most, because when you sent me your music, I was like, damn, this motherfucker can actually rap.
Man, you hit me up before I didn't send you anything, man. You actually heard Jay Creek's, and you hit me up. Well, actually, I hit you up after you commented or something.
MLK shit. So I was like, but that's what made me go and, you know what I'm saying, research and listen to your shit. I'm like, damn, this dude is really nice.
Yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. And not saying that white people can't rap. It's just that the content that what you were speaking about was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was an eye opener. Which I think that kind of transcended and started your trajectory. Who all have you worked with that kind of helped you build this process?
Glad you asked me that. That's a great question. Who helped me? Jerome Grace. Shout out to Bass God. Shout out Randolph Francis.
Not Lil B.
Not Lil B. No.
You said the Bass God.
Bass Gods is BASS Gods, and Jerome Grace was the first person, man, who really...
Shout out Jerome, man.
Shout out Jerome, man. Like, people really don't know about Jerome, but he is behind the scenes helping producers, helping artists to learn about... to teach them how to properly release their music, how to register their music for the charts, how to register their music, like how to copyright their name, how to do, or trademark their name, I should say. Copyrights and trademarks are two totally different intellectual properties. Y'all should know about this. But we should not be calling copyrights and trademarks the same thing. He taught me that. He taught me how to properly release my music to where I get full credit for everything. Every time somebody plays my song, I get paid for it. And basically, it was just my friend who was just like, yo, you should check out this guy. And this guy is doing consultations, and he only charged me $100 the first time I did a consultation with him. I know he's way more expensive now, but the dude taught me how to start my own record label. He taught me how to properly release my music, how to promote my music, and led me to a bunch of different books that I ended up buying and reading about the music industry and how to release my stuff and get promoted and stuff like that. So Jerome Grace, man, he really made me feel like it was possible, man. He gave me directions, because when you're an artist, there's no directions
at all.
You have to figure this shit out yourself.
Figure this shit out and make the most mistakes that you can till you fuck up. And you fuck up again. Yeah,
you fuck up a lot as an artist. You waste money sometimes, but it's never a waste. It's a lesson. You learn. You learn what happened with me is T. Smitty is I had to stop because I realized that I was with the wrong people, man. I realized that there were people out here who were selling streams and selling fake dreams and teaching people that they could blow up, and if you just pay me enough money, maybe you'll become a superstar. That is not reality, man. What you need to do is invest in yourself, man. Don't be paying for no fake streams, because if you got 50,000, 100,000 streams on Spotify, but nobody followed you, nobody came in and reached out to you like, yo, I heard your song on Spotify. Like, bro, these are fake streams. I want to say this, man. I was really deep in the industry, man. I went all the way to Atlanta to learn from these people who were selling these streams. What I realized is that they got farms, man. They got stream farms.
Stream farms.
Bro, I saw it with my own fucking eyes, man. They got fucking phones, like, you know those carts that they used to bring out with the laptops when you were a kid?
Seen it.
Bro, they got these carts.
Thousands of these bitches.
Hundreds, thousands of fucking smartphones all playing your song, and you think you got 20 people listening to your song? That's not a real person, man.
Nah.
And it fucked me up, bro, because I spent hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on streams that meant nothing, bro. I didn't help my career. It didn't help me. And that's why I had to take a break from everything, man. Like, bro, I went to Atlanta. I saw this shit for myself, bro. Like, the studio, the next room over was a stream farm. And they had to wear radioactive suits when they went in that bitch because it has so many cell phones that it was radioactive. It would give you heart problems, man. Like, I'm talking.
What the fuck?
Bro, I saw this shit with my own eyes. It changed my whole experience, and I went silent for like 3 years.
Yeah, you did.
And I still won't say any names, but bro, you know who you are, man. You're selling people fake dreams, selling people fake promises, telling people that they're gonna blow up if you just spend enough money with you. And people are ripping people off in this industry to the where it's like, you know, bro, you're better off putting your money in Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, Snapchat ads, like just target your audience, you know?
Somebody that believes in you.
Or somebody, bro, that's why I'm here with you right now, Chris Jackson.
Somebody
because
that believe in you,
you
bro.
care about me, bro. You saw the potential in me. You hit me up and you knew that I wasn't like everybody else, man. I'm different. I'm not just your average white boy, bro. I know my place, bro. I know.
Not only that, bro, I want to help you get there. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's different if a motherfucker just hearing you to spend money. Nah, motherfucker, like, I'm gonna treat you how I would want to be treated.
Fact.
So, if I have an opportunity, I'm hitting you up. And cause I fuck with you, I'm gonna give you a deal. And cause I fuck with you, I'm gonna show up with you.
Yeah.
And cause I fuck with you, I'm gonna introduce you to people that's there, so you don't feel like you out of place or you just some random motherfucker that just showed up.
Yeah.
Like, if you fuck with me, bro, I'll fuck with you, and I'm gonna show it to you. I'm not just gonna say it. I'm gonna show you that I fuck with you. You see what I'm saying?
Jackson, man.
I'm gonna go that extra mile.